Welcome back to the Africa Development Hub, where we explore bold ideas, real solutions, and the future of a rising continent. Africa is rich, unimaginably rich. Gold, diamonds, cobalt, copper, lithium, oil, gas, and rare earth minerals. The raw materials that power the global economy, from smartphones and solar panels to skyscrapers and satellites, often start beneath African soil. But if that's true, why is the continent still poor? Why do the countries with the greatest resource wealth often face the greatest instability, inequality, and debt? The uncomfortable truth is this: Africa's resources have enriched the world, but not Africa. Let's talk facts. The Democratic Republic of Congo produces over 70% of the world's cobalt, a metal critical for electric vehicles and batteries. South Africa is one of the world's largest producers of platinum, gold, and chromium. Ghana is the top gold producer in West Africa. Nigeria, Angola, and Algeria export millions of barrels of oil, while Mozambique is sitting on one of the largest gas reserves on Earth. So again, if the continent is this rich, where's the wealth going? Here's what's really happening. Foreign companies, many based in the US, Europe, China, and the Gulf, own, operate, and profit from Africa's mines, oil fields, and refineries. Local governments often receive just a small percentage of revenues through royalties or weak contracts. In some cases, the profits leave the continent entirely, while the environmental damage, political instability, and labor exploitation remain. This is the resource trap. And it's not new. Colonial powers once stripped Africa of rubber, ivory, and minerals for empire building. Today, multinational corporations do it for global markets, using complex contracts, tax havens, and legal loopholes to extract maximum value. And many African countries, desperate for investment or locked into debt, sign deals that give away their most valuable assets for a fraction of what they're worth. The result? Africa exports raw wealth and imports poverty. But it doesn't have to be this way. The key is value addition, turning raw materials into finished products on African soil. Right now, Africa exports raw bauxite and imports aluminum. It exports cocoa and imports chocolate. It exports crude oil and imports refined gasoline. This model loses millions of jobs, billions in revenue, and the chance to build powerful regional industries. By investing in refineries, factories, and processing zones, African nations can control more of the value chain and stop being just suppliers of raw goods. Let's take an example. Botswana, a country rich in diamonds, made a strategic decision years ago. Instead of exporting all its raw diamonds, it partnered with De Beers to establish local cutting and polishing facilities. That one change created jobs, built skills, and brought more revenue into the country. It's a model other countries can learn from, because minerals shouldn't just create wealth, they should create industries. Of course, it's not just about building factories, it's about resource sovereignty. That means renegotiating exploitative contracts, building national mining companies, taxing exports fairly, fighting corruption, and investing resource revenues into schools, roads, healthcare, and clean energy. Africa's minerals belong to its people, not to a handful of executives, politicians, or foreign shareholders. But there's one more piece: green energy. As the world transitions to renewable power, demand for African minerals is exploding. Cobalt, lithium, graphite, and rare earths, they're all essential for batteries, wind turbines, and electric cars. Africa is now at the center of the green industrial revolution. That gives the continent leverage, but only if it uses it. If Africa doesn't learn from the past, it could become the world's green mine, powering climate solutions elsewhere while staying poor itself. So, what's the solution? Africa must think beyond extraction and start building a resource-powered future. That means more ownership, more processing, more partnerships that benefit the people, not just the powerful. It means using mineral wealth to diversify economies, fund infrastructure, support innovation, and build real prosperity. Because a continent this rich should not be this poor, and a generation this young should not inherit the same old system. Africa's minerals are valuable, but they're not enough. The real treasure is what Africa does with them. Will they fund freedom and progress? Or will they continue to enrich everyone but Africans? That choice is being made right now. Thanks for watching. If you believe in Africa's future, share this video, and let's keep the conversation growing.